Hello, just a quick video today to show you a new feature we've added to the Overview tab and the Single Node tab in Netdata. We've added this Anomaly Rate Percent button, and the idea here is that this will overlay within the right-hand side menu the maximum anomaly rates for each chart underneath each section of the menu. So the idea is to kind of assist. Typically, your usual workflow here is you kind of have an idea in your head and you go to different sections based on your own domain expertise or based on alerts you might have. This button now kind of gives you another approach to this, which is to actually use the anomaly rates and give you a kind of a hint in the menu to show where there might be some elevated anomaly rates that you may or may not want to investigate further. So I will just show how to use this because it's fairly easy. There's two ways to use it. One way is just with the visible time frame. You can press the button and it will pause. It'll pause the chart for the visible time frame and add the anomaly rates to the menu. So in this case here, what we see is in System Overview, the highest chart anomaly rate was System IP, and 1.2% of the time it was anomalous. And so the idea here is you can quickly kind of see where in your dashboard your anomalies might be. So here, for instance, I can see containers and VMs was 4%. So, and it actually, to kind of keep things clean, it times out after a little while. So you can just press it again if that happens. So in containers and VM, we have this 4.4%, which is C group memory usage. So I can kind of drill in here and look at C group memory usage. And we can see, actually, in this case, it's not just memory usage, it's CPU and memory usage. So within the CPU section, CPU limit, that chart was 4% anomalous, and within the memory usage limit, this was 4.4% anomalous. So I can just kind of scroll and have a look and see if I go to the memory usage chart, which is this one here, and if I pop down, you can see that there is this kind of spike in anomaly here, and this is for available and used. So if I look here, yeah, this chart is kind of is funny because it's these RAM charts. When they have a different axis, you sometimes need to drill into the individual dimension. So in this case, this is showing me that actually something came to life and took what was this? 260 megabytes, 266 megabytes to 320 megabytes. So something kind of, this container came to life and basically took some memory. And you can see here, obviously you can actually see it. It's probably clear on this chart. You can see when there's a jump in the memory utilization, you also get an anomaly rate jump. And so similarly, you can also see this is memory and CPU that happened here in this case. So if I look at the CPU limit, that was 4%. And so I can see here, generally this 4% is across this whole visible chart. And this 4% was located in this middle time frame, at the same point in time. So another way to do this would have been to, if I had an idea of roughly what my time frame was, I can highlight a window, and then when I press the anomaly rate button, it'll do the same thing, but it'll just focus it'll only be applied to the highlighted window. So when I press the button here, I should see the same sort of idea here, but actually the anomaly rates will be higher, because in this case it's saying, okay, 12% of the time in the highlighted window, this chart was anomalous. So you can see, and that kind of roughly corresponds to if you take this top anomaly rate chart here and you kind of average this anomaly line across all dimensions, which in this case is only one. That's where you get your 12.7%, which roughly looks kind of, you can kind of eyeball it sometimes as well. And so that's the idea behind this. You can use it to drill into different parts. So it kind of tries to give you a hint within your menu and within your infrastructure where there might be anomalies that you might want to explore, or maybe they're anomalies but you don't actually really care about them. So for instance, I can see here also IPv4 network, so there was probably some network stuff going on as well. TCP memory, let me see that again. So TCP memory, that was TCP mem. And if I look down, let's see, TCP mem. here. So we do see, there was a bit of a spike. I guess this was probably some network traffic to these containers. I think what happened in this anomaly was there was actually network traffic to the container, and the container was used to. That's why we had some increased CPU and memory. It actually pulled some memory from. And in this case, it was a container that does some visualizations and pulled some data, so it used both memory and CPU basically. But this is another idea, and obviously, like, if you really want to focus in, you can focus in as you can kind of do this in an iterative approach as well. And each time you change the time frame, it's gonna kind of get more focused on the highlight window basically. So here, for instance, in the overview, we can see 7% for network, which was for system IP. So it's in this case it's similar chart, I'd imagine. System IP, we can see there was some sent traffic, and that corresponded to higher anomaly rates. So that's a quick one. This button, it's there now. It's like the idea is to have it maybe help your existing workflows as you're using the menu, because sometimes it can be, that's one problem sometimes we have in Netdata, is you have all these charts and you have all this stuff and you're not sure where to actually look. So sometimes this anomaly rate button is one potential way you might sort of start your exploration or start your investigations in addition to your usual workflows basically. So any feedback we'd love to hear. Kind of reach out to us in the community, because all these ML features are still kind of early days and we're working on them all the time. So any feedback is really, really appreciated. Thank you.